Well, all right.
Yeah, here we go.
We
We're
got
making history tonight, tomorrow morning.
We are.
Well, we're not. Florida is.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
The hurricane's going to make landfall in an area where they've never had a recorded major hurricane of a Cat 3 or higher.
This escalated quickly, though, right? Which is how they do right now with the hurricanes. Yeah,
it's moving into bathwater. It's shallow. The Gulf there. There's not been a hurricane there in the Gulf this year, so plenty of fuel. So it's going to make landfall around 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and right there, and it's Appalachia Bay. And again, have you been there before? You've been through there.
Yeah, well, I lived in Jacksonville, not too far from there, and yeah.
So it's by the way, it's going to be a hurricane across Florida into Georgia and the Carolinas still. So it's going to keep moving, and it'll weaken some, sure, but it's going to keep running and gunning for sure. But no major hurricane has made landfall in the Appalachia Bay in recorded history. No major. That's a Cat 3 and or stronger. This is going to be pretty close to a Category 4 tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when it makes landfall just southeast of Tallahassee. Folks, it's going to decimate from the eye, just barely west of the eye, and then down the shoreline here. I mean, there are going to be homes that are going to be swept clean, right? You start getting that Category 3 to a 4 range, and it's a hot mess. Now, here's Storm Shield 9 tonight. Tampa is getting rain. They're getting some flooding going on. They're getting wind. They're getting a storm surge from their south where they had the Ian, which is a Category 5 last year. So they're not getting that here, but that's going to go right to there coming up tomorrow morning. Winds right now, it's Category 2, but almost a Cat 3 right now. This thing is strengthening hour by hour. It'll just blow up overnight tonight. We're getting winds on the eye wall of, again, 113, 115, gusts to 120 and 125, and it's going to that, right? So look at the wave height right now. We have waves to 30 feet above that storm surge that is beginning to increase. So you're going to top out a wave of 30 feet high on top of a 15-foot rise of water coming up tomorrow morning. And we're talking about running from just south of Tallahassee all the way down the coast here. 12 to 15-foot storm surge. That's just a wall of water out ahead of the hurricane. It gets taller or deeper as you get closer to the eye, and it's just like being on the beach and having 15 feet of water moving on top of you with winds to 140 miles per hour. So it's a big problem. It's 168 miles south of the coastline, headed north. Right now it's a strong Category 2. It'll become a Category 3 the next couple of hours, and then a Cat 4 close to it as it makes landfall at about 7 a.m. in the morning. It's going to rip across parts of Georgia as a Cat 1, and it could be a Cat 1 even when it moves into North and South Carolina and then back out into the Atlantic. Wow, crazy. 80 right now in Oklahoma City. It's pretty warm outside. Feels like 81. Our dew points are still low in the upper 50s, so it doesn't feel too bad out there. We have a mix of 70s and 80s going on, and here we go. The heat dome, we shoved it west as promised. Over the weekend, the last several days have been good. There's the hurricanes going on. By the way, that's Franklin. That's a Cat 4 right now, but that'll stay well east of the East Coast. But the heat dome builds in. That's the bottom line moving forward here. The heat dome just gets a little bit closer each and every day, which means we get a little hotter each and every day. There might be a system coming out of Texas for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week that might give us a little rain and some lower temperatures. But again, ways down the road. All right, lows tonight. Low to mid-60s, a light north wind. Highs tomorrow, low 90s, kind of like today. We'll have a northeast breeze. Tomorrow's going to be hot, but the humidity will not be that high. And highs Thursday, back to the low 90s, mid to upper 90s down south. We just creep those temperatures up. By the way, September arrives on Friday. Here we go. 97 Saturday for the OU game. It'll be frying down in Norman. It'll be hot down in or up in Stillwater, so get ready for that. Sunday, Monday, highs near 100, and possibly not as hot next week with maybe some rain and storms hanging around. Here we go. Carl, back to you.